Hello from my side. I'm happy to be here and to give you a short overview about the Hyundai activities with regard to hydrogen and especially with our goal in general to build up an hydrogen society in the future. When it comes to powertrains in the automotive industry, we have at the moment three pillars, the normal combustion engine, then the hybrid system, and the electric powertrain system. Hyundai is currently working on all three pillars. On the one side, to make the combustion engines even more efficiency and to reduce CO2 level even further. And as many of you know that those combustion engines are more or less the baseline for the currently running hybrid systems, so plug-in and full hybrid. And therefore, the better the combustion engines are, the better the hybrid system will work and reduce further CO2 levels. But now we are working also on the fully electric powertrain solutions. We offer battery electric cars, but also fuel cell cars. We have committed ourselves as a company to close down the combustion engines sales by 2035 in Europe. That means that from 2035 we aiming to sell only emission-free vehicles in Europe, and those vehicles will include battery electric vehicles, but also fuel cell vehicles. From our point of view, it's really important to have a technology open approach on that in order to fulfill the requests and demands from customer side on an optimized way. When it comes to hydrogen at Hyundai, we have a long history of developments and activities. Back in the 1990s, we have started with fuel cell developments. First step were in cooperation with third parties, but we decided very quickly to move on and to develop and to produce the hydrogen or the fuel cell stacks, which are more or less the heart of the hydrogen powertrains by ourselves. That means we have founded an own company dedicated to hydrogen. Those company develop research and also produce the hydrogen stack, and being able to influence all relevant points by ourselves. So we have started with the iX35 in 2013, moved on the passenger side to the Nexo, which is our current passenger car sold in Europe and in Germany, but we also offer right now in hydrogen bus, which is mainly in Korea at the moment, but also the hydrogen truck, the Xient, which is a cooperation with H2 Energy and the Swiss. And this is a very successful project there. But we see also the point that the hydrogen topic is not just a topic for mobility, but also will be an important part in the future for other usages, and therefore fuel cell stacks are more and more in focus from our side, also for non-mobility solutions. And that is one major topic for us, that the first generations of fuel cell stacks we developed and produced were let's say we're only one sort of stack. So we develop them and we are using them in all applications at the moment. That means, for instance, the fuel cell stacks we use for Nexo are the same as we use it for the hydrogen bus or the Axion truck. Of course, there are some adaptations to the technology, but the baseline of this fuel cell system is the same. And in order to improve the usability of the fuel cell stacks, we are moving on and focusing in our development and research activities further on the demand of the customers and optimizing specific solutions. That means for mobility, for instance, with the next generation fuel cell system we are going to offer, we will have two different ways. On one side, we are going to reduce the size of the fuel cell stack, but we will be able to keep the power of the stack so that we are able to reduce costs on one side and but also space and frames in the cars. And on the other side, we will improve the performance and the power of the stack, almost double it, just to have the possibility to use it much better in the truck or in the bus area, where you need much more power to move the vehicle itself. And based on the next generation, we are also going to develop additional power unit modules that are fuel cell stacks focused on whether stationary usage or non-automotive usage. And here you have the situation that you have different different constructions to be served, and it will be important to adapt the stack unit itself to this new situations, and that makes it necessary to be flexible with your power units. And that is one of the next focus topics for the next generation of fuel cell stacks. And coming to the challenges for other and general usabilities of the stack, you have the situation that the durability is one of the main points for new technologies. People are always shy if they have to use or if they have to rely on new technologies, because they think that the old ones are still durable and trusty, and new technologies are always have to prove itself in the first place, and therefore we have improved the durability of our fuel cell systems with each generation, and we think that we will be able to make a huge step forward with regard to durability with the next one. So we are convinced that the next generation will be able to accelerate in vehicle over 500,000 kilometers, and that is something that exceeds almost all life cycle areas of a normal used car. And we think that that will create trust and acceptance of this new technology, and therefore make our work much easier to place it in the society. But also the other hand is a pricing topic, and with the next generation, we will be able to reduce the costs of the fuel cell systems even further, so that we have a cost reduction of almost 98% based on the first prototype we created back in 2003. So the hydrogen economy system is, from our point of view, a main topic for the success of hydrogen in general. It's, from our point of view, always a forward-thinking topic. If you just look at mobility for hydrogen, there are much more other topics and fields to use hydrogen as new energy source. And the next therefore we see different use cases for hydrogen, not just the mobility, but also on power generations topics, but also on urban air mobility. For instance, here we have just aligned us with Korean Airlines and the international airport in Seoul to improve urban air mobility in Korea, to develop new ways of mobility. And it's, from our point of view, really important to look at the whole value chain of the hydrogen industry in order to make the most out of hydrogen. That's one of the reasons why we are very actively searching for corporations, because, of course, we cannot do everything by our own, and therefore we are trying to find cooperation partners. Here we have a short overview of some of them. We invest as a company heavily in new companies, startups, or companies who are focusing on hydrogen and everything that is around it. That's only an example of it. We also are very interested in cooperation on the technology side, means that we are trying to identify new ways of developing, producing, and designing fuel cell stacks, for instance, in order to realize cost efficiency and to reduce the mix of the elements that you have to use for the stacks. And one topic is, for instance, that is a very good example of an ecosystem is our activities in Switzerland, where we have a cooperation with H2 Energy. We created a joint venture, Hyundai Hydrogen Mobility, and selling their trucks, the Xient. At the moment, we have 46 trucks running, and we are offering the customer 360-degree solutions, so he doesn't have to take care of everything at all. He just have to, let's say, take over the truck and use the truck, and everything else is part of our business. That gives us the possibility to have a ramp up of hydrogen refueling station, also based on the truck demand. We will be able to support also the refueling of cars, because with the HRS built for the trucks, we also building up refueling infrastructure for cars. The trucks running at the moment with 350 bar hydrogen systems, cars with 700, but both are used in one, and we have the situation with this business case that on one side with the trucks we are able to use or to realize in high demand on hydrogen at the fuel cell station, so that the station can be amortized. And on the other side, with the developing infrastructure, we can also sell cars. And selling cars means for us that our amount of fuel cell stacks increases, and with an increasing demand on cars and also on fuel cell stacks, we are able to use economy of scales and reduce costs on our side, and create a much better offer to the customer on this topic. And outside of this direct mobility topic, we have also founded a specific company and brand. It's H2, and H2 is a new business unit that is one of our steps to establish the hydrogen society in the future. H2 is a unit that is focusing on demand and business case possibilities outside of our direct automotive and truck business, where the hydrogen system, the stack system from our side can be used to create either zero emission mobility, like the urban air mobility or ships or trains, but also where hydrogen can be used as a power station in order to power whole cities or buildings or other topics in this regard. And we will develop and increase H2 as we have done it in the past with our automotive business. That means that we are not concentrating just on one area. We will act with H2 on a global-wide topic, but we also will focus on the regional demand and regional requests for this business. We will identify specific regional demands and will develop our features, our fuel cell modules in this direction. We have done it very successful with our cars, where it's not just one car for one world, but the car will be adapted to the regional demand and requests by the customer to fulfill his request best in his area. And to make at the end a short number out of it, that means that for our vision 2030 on a hydrogen society, we will invest over $6.7 billion to create sustainable market and to lead our activities to a success. And on the numbers, it means we will increase our production capacity of fuel cell stacks, and therefore also on cars and trucks, but also on power units, to over 700,000 units per year in 2030. And that includes 500,000 units for mobility solutions and 200,000 power units for, let's say, H2 business. And we also will increase our numbers of cars and trucks offered with hydrogen powertrains from currently, let's say, 2 units in Germany in 2020 up to 9 models in 2030 that supports our way of sustainable and hydrogen society, especially also in Germany. And this is for now at the moment from my side. And thank you very much for your attention. And if you have questions, please feel free to send it to me.